Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So today, just going to go over the market, see how things are going, because I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. I admit that I have been extremely incorrect. Figured this market would never change to the negative, and it continues to do so. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it how we do it every week. And let's see what is available. Let me go ahead and do a refresh. Okay, so over the last week, we have had 1,212 houses come on the market, 225 come on back on the market. So let's just see how many are falling out right now. So 225 divided by 1212. So 18.5%, almost 20% of what's out there is coming back. And then if you compare it against the actual under contracts, because this is the total number of under contracts, so 302 plus 548, which is 850. If you compare it against that 850 number, 26% of contracts have fallen out. So not bueno. Price decreases, 1,609, which, believe it or not, is a little bit less than it was before. If you take everything into consideration, last week it was about 1,800. Let's go in here and just like see if we can see some price decreases, kind of what it's doing here. Okay, so most of them are still fairly moderate, under 5%. So not doing too bad there. There's an 8%. Let's kind of go too bad. I can't do this. There's a 10%. Okay. So these houses are just starting to really get affected by what's going on. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let me get smart here. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if the stats, what they would actually show. Doesn't show the amount of price decreases. So okay. Also, we have 627 sold, so a little more than half of the amount coming on market. And you know that this has been a major change since a few months ago when we had a nice little correction in the market where people kind of dropped out. So more people started putting their homes on the market and fewer people were buying. Expires are ticking up just a bit, and we still have about the same number of withdrawals. So let's go ahead and start getting to those stats. Then we can compare them against last month so we can see where we are right now. So we've had 21 days to look at this, which means it's going to be pretty close to whatever the final number is when they report it at the board. So let's just look at single family first. And we're going to look at numbers sold so far this month. So 1,175 so far. Now, if my memory serves me correct, and I will go back and check, there were about 2,000 sales last month. So we are 3 weeks into the month, which means we are a little bit down on sales if we were to consider everything. Let me just go ahead and do a quick calculation here, uh, and just see what the monthly average should end up being. So 1175 by 21 times 30. So we're going to end up about 1678. I'm going to round it up and call it 1700 for the month. And let's see what our results are. Okay, so far the median price of a home was 450 so far this month. Compare that against last month's numbers where it was 465. So far it's holding steady about 15,000 down. As far as the average, we're looking at 536, and the average was 544 last month. So it's actually down also. And what is also down, if you look at the average and median list price to close, those are both down. Days on market is actually starting to go up now again. So we're 16 days on market for the median, 23 for the average. And let's see, the cheapest house, single family. Now, this is probably not in the Las Vegas area, I'm willing to bet, but was 115,000. So let's go ahead and go through the numbers for the condos and townhomes. Then we'll break that down. Okay, 338 condos and townhomes sold. And the stats on that show. Okay, let's start with the median, 2,750 so far, compared against 280. So we're down $9,500 there. I'm sorry. Got to look here. 271. So actually, condos and townhomes are not down as much. They're only down $1,300. And for the average, looking at 288, 407 average here. We're looking at 271. So actually, the strangest thing. Wait a minute. No, the average is. Wait a minute. Oh no, here we go. 281.6 was the average. Yeah, it is. The average price of closed units actually went up for uh, condos and townhomes. Interesting. Okay. But the median is still down by about 1,300. So condos and townhomes have slowed down as far as how fast they're going down, but single family homes have actually gone down more. And hopefully we're going to see a little bit of relief from this because interest rates are supposedly going down a little bit, which is helping. So we're going to see over the next couple of weeks what that's going to do to the housing market. So let's go ahead and break these down a little bit more. Oops. So let's just break it down by condos. Just take a look. 221 sold. So the median close was 243, average 265, average time on market 22 days, median 13. Big thing to think about when you start getting past these numbers, your property is getting stigmatized. And let's go with townhomes here. 165 have sold so far this month. And quite a bit more. Median close of 325 and 319, 19 days and 13. And interestingly enough, the average one sold, or at least the median one, sold for list price. I mean, very close. So for median, it sold for list price and very close on the average. So townhomes are weathering pretty well right now. Surprising. Let me go back and look at that again for the condos. So let's see here, get a result. Okay, so condos are not doing as well, neither is single family housing. So a little bit of bargains to be had there or better negotiations. Now, just talk about a couple of things from today. So, interestingly enough, one of my sellers reached out and was trying to, they've all been on the market for a minute now. And they were wondering, like, should they like move out now? Maybe it'd be better if it was a vacant house. So, I actually like hand jammed some random samples. And it didn't matter whether or not the house was vacant, had a tenant, or anything else like that, as far as how fast it moved from my quick analysis. But this is what I did notice: a extremely high percentage of them were not just listed below the last market value, they were listed extremely below. So these buyers are just forcing massive price cuts. Looking at some of my listings in other neighborhoods, and nobody is getting any showings right now. And I think the buyers are just waiting for that massive price cut so they can go ahead and move on. And somebody on this live stream a month or two ago said they were waiting for the price to drop 20 or 30%. The buyers are kind of forcing that right now, because if they don't buy and the sellers need to sell, or they want to get out while they can because some people are just holding out, well, that's what's starting to happen. It's unfortunate, but it's interesting. I think like what will happen, when you go 2 or 3 years from now, that person who got that bargain, they're going to be like tales I've heard. I mean, pretty much where people go, no one's going to steal my house. They're going to give me the full value. And yet when you looked at them, they paid 1/3, 1/5 the price that they're trying to sell right now. So they stole it. Now they're talking about no one's going to steal it from them. I just find that to be interesting. But until I did the perspective exercise, I didn't understand it. And the way that goes is you take your finger, go clockwise above your head like this. Now look up at it. Now keep it moving and going down. What direction is it turning? It's turning counterclockwise. Well, their perspective has changed. So the buyers, their perspective have changed because they see a bit of blood on the streets and they are planning to take advantage of it. Same way just 3 months ago, sellers were taking advantage of everything. It's based on their perspective. So go take that one with a grain of salt and take it where you will. So overall, sellers are not happy. People are getting very frustrated right now, and there really isn't much to do. So let's just take a look at this one here. So let's just go in and figure out how many homes are actually on the market right now. So when we look, we'll just look overall market. And I'm going to take this down to the Las Vegas area. So let me go into the maps here. Okay, so our results for everything, all housing on the market, there's 9,299 houses on the market right now, and that's for everything. When we break this down for single family, as of today, there's 433 homes. That is a bit more than we had before. If we want to, we can go in and kind of compare that to just a few months ago to see what our real difference is. And we go in for condos. There's 1,072 on the market. And for townhomes, we have 712 on the market. Well, let's do that. It's a good little exercise. So let's go back into back when the market was hot. So back when the market was hot, there were 1,772 homes available, single family. 1,772. Townhomes and condos, since they don't break it down, there are currently 1,784. Whoops. Back when things were good. Interesting. It's almost the same number of condos and townhomes that were available when things were good. It's great to kind of look at these statistics, see what's going on. So now we have, wait a minute, am I looking at, aha, I feel like an idiot. I looked at the wrong dang one. Okay, here we go. Back when the market was good, there were 597 available compared to the 1,784. So let's do a little math here in public, even with a calculator. Let me slide this over to show my work. Divided by 597. Just call it what it is. There's 3 times as many condos and townhomes on the market. And while we still got that number, 1,784, let's go ahead and, oops. So we've actually increased our inventory since the end of last month, over 150. Let's look at single family homes again. This is a great little exercise. So it was 7,433. Now, whoops, wrong one. So we've got number of units available has gone up, but not as rapidly. I don't believe this. I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. Okay, let's go back and do this again instead of me talking about it. So number of single family homes, 7433. So we've gone up a slight bit from the end of the month. And when times are good, we had 1772. So we have more than quadrupled the number of homes on the market, single family, which is pretty significant. We've gone from let's see here, half a month of inventory for single family homes to a 3.5 at the end of the month. And right now, based on how you actually do this, It's the number of sales the prior month divided by, so hold on, we had having a senior moment here. So 7433 divided by the number of sales of 2066. It hasn't changed that much. Just about 3.6 months supply of inventory. So in theory, we are still in a seller's market. In reality, we're still in a seller's market. I have seen these numbers before as far as the averages. So 3.6, I have actually seen in my time in real estate, and yet things were still going up like crazy. Not the way they are now, but more of a, a steady rise, but nothing like we had over the last year. So let's see where people stand over the last year, because I know somebody's sitting around going, I done lost all of this money. So let's go back exactly a year. So we can compare July to July. You know what? We're going to compare, we'll do July to July. Make it fair. So last July, wow, there's 3,007 units available, 0.9. Here's the biggest part. Median price was 405, 465. We now just discovered that it's now 450. So in reality, someone who purchased a house a year ago has enjoyed a $45,000 rise in prices. So see, 450, 465. Huh. I still had a decent little rise. Actually, let's do it this way. So they had a 14.4% increase. So even with the market turning around and going from 482 to 450, $32,000 off, a person who bought 1 year ago is still ahead by 14%. 14% is a lot. I'm sure that just like everyone else, I have the exact same feeling, because I know there's a house in my neighborhood that's not selling right now, and it's the same just by that happening. So every time they cut their price, I feel poor, and just like everyone else does. So that's pretty much where it's at. Wait for a few questions. I go over a couple other things I wrote down as some topics for tonight. So one, rents. Rents have not abated yet. They are still going up. So let's just go ahead and look and see. And I'm going to try to remember not to screw up, and I'll show you my work here. So let's see what rentals are looking like right now for single family homes. And let's just get this down to Vegas itself. Whoops. So get down to the Vegas area, Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. Single family homes, there are 2,049 available. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's see what, let's see if it'll do the stats on this. I don't think I've ever tried the stats. Okay, so the average rent is $29.85, the median of $23.50. Actually, I don't think it's actually gone up any, because I think these are the same numbers from about a month ago when I did this. So if we go in and just take a quick look at the rentals, look at that, I got crazy hands. So let's just see what that 2350 looks like right now. Maybe about here. Oh, gotta go in a bit. Well, it's going to be close to the median. Let's see here, which is why it's that way. Okay. Think we're here. Man, they weren't joking. We're at the median. So let's just look at this house that's up for rent. 2350. Not bad. Man, somebody staged the heck out of this one. I mean, I'm impressed by the camera work. I'm assuming they brought in a professional photographer. This is really nice camera work. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's take another look at one. We'll just make it easier on ourselves. There's only one picture, so we don't know. And let's go to the next one. Now I'm going to pique my curiosity with one more thing. What if we add a pool? Because so many people want pools. So let's go ahead and go pool. That just dropped it to 306. With so many people always talking about wanting a pool, I'm actually surprised there aren't that many pools. That's like 12, 13%. And let's look at the stats on if you're trying to get a house rental with a pool. OMG. Now, see this. The median rental with a pool is $39.95. Let's go back and see what this hypothetical $39.95 house looks like, and then we'll see what the cheap. No, you know what? Let's start cheap here. So the cheapest house you can get with a pool. One car garage. Fixer upper, I assume. You're doing the handiwork. Okay, I can't wait to see this pool here. Okay, I swear I saw a pool in a reflection. I mean, there's a pool in the reflection, but they didn't take any pictures of it. Interesting, interesting. Okay, let's get to that median. $39.95, and we have two of them. The hypothetical medians. This is what you're getting. Okay, let me look at something on this one. It's 3,700 square feet, built in 2001, 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage. Let's look at the other one. It's built in 04, 2459 on the square footage. Let's see here. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. And now that's what people are asking right now. Let's get deeper. Let's go. You want a pool. but you've got Fido with you. We're down to 197. Let's look at the stats. So if you want a house with a pool that will take Fido, it's the same median. So you're good. You're good. But if you want a pool, your median is going to be $39.95. That's for stuff that's available today. Let's get even deeper. Let's see what has actually here leased within the last 30 days. So in the last 30 days, 2,063 houses have been leased out, single family. Stats tell us median list price of, well, actually, the median close price, aka what people actually are closing at, was 2010. So let's go back and look at what that 2010 house looked like. Oh my. We already know it's going to, got to put it in order. So let's go find that 2010 house. And that's messed up. Didn't know if you noticed that when I went back again, that was for everything. So 1,491 houses went up with a median of 2,175. So let's go see what that 2,175 house looks like for everyone. Just going to make sure, since I messed up before, there's 15, so the middle should be about here. Went a little bit in. And we'll just choose in here. So this has actually got leased out 2,175. Okay. And let's see if we add a pool to the mix. What happens? $164 were leased out. And interesting. So it was $39.95 for what's on the market right now. The median lease price was $31.25. So let's go see if we can see what that $31.25 looks like. So $31.25 should be somewhere in the back here. And that's going to be close enough for government work there. So this one is 2,636 square feet, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, built in 2002. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me make sure, because that didn't make sense. Hold on. Got to calibrate my eyeballs here. So $3,100. This is an actual lease. Okay, and for those of you who are looking for condos, whoops. Because a condo would not have a pool, of course. 386 went under lease, and the stats go like this. $1,450. So if you're looking to rent, the median rent was $1,450. Let me just make sure that I actually did. Just don't trust it. Okay, so 1450. And here goes a quintessential. We'll pick the one with pictures. This is what you're getting for 1450. Just an example, an exemplar. Okay. Let's just choose one more. So this one is in Seven Hills, 921 square feet. The last one was let's call it 1200, 3.2. This was a 2.2. And this is what you're getting. But you get a gym and all that jazz. And you get to live in Seven Hills. For those who don't know, Seven Hills is a ritzy area. Okay. And let's go see what the least expensive condo was. 500 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $900. And this is what you get. I can remember when you could rent a house for this. Okay. And let's sew this one up with the townhomes. $152. And 1850 is the number on the townhomes. Let's go see what they look like. Before we go. Before we go too far, the cheapest one was, I sold a unit in that place. Yep. $1,000. Matter of fact, I think the tenants of who were in there and we sold it, I think they were paying like $600 a month. Yep, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 509 square feet. So, and sorry, I got to do this because I done screwed up and can't remember. 1850. Okay. So it's going down to 1850. Just take the first one. This is what you're getting for 1850. It's a condo. I mean, a townhouse. Okay, and that one was nice size. 1995 as far as the size. Built in 2018, a 2-bedroom, 3. This is hard to believe. 2-bedroom, 3 bath, 2-car garage. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so we got what's going on the rents. It actually looks like they're slowing down. They, in my opinion, were going even faster than that. So you can see if you want all those things you want in a house, it's going to cost you almost $4,000. That's what they're asking. What actually went up for rent last month was a little bit lower, about 3150. But you know what? We're looking at last month. No, this is the last 30 days. Okay, so we're good. That's where it is. Now I'm going to go over some issues that people have talked about or asked in the past. Uh, First of all, the landlords here, these are the criteria in general that they're looking for in general. They want at least, it's hard to believe, almost a 700 credit score. You can get away with about a 620, but if you go below that, it's probably going to be no bueno. Next issue, evictions. If you have had an eviction, you can just pretty much count that out. You're going to be paying the security deposit is going to be at least whatever the rent is. And this is the reason I don't do rentals, except for when they're favors or something. I literally had somebody go, well, can I pay the deposit in installments? Pay them like one half now and a half in a month. No, you can't do that. You need to have that money. You need to have, so if you're going into a, let's say a townhome and it's 1850, so just double that, call it what it is, about what, 2,700, no, yeah, $2,700. No, it's 3,700, isn't it? Am I doing math in public wrong here? Hold on here. Yeah, whoops. Yes, $3,700 plus whatever other deposits you need. If you have a pet, the cleaning fee. So you expect to be in for about 3 grand on a townhome. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, 4 grand. A house, you're probably going to be in it for 5 grand if you're trying to rent. Right now, if you're a veteran, it's a good time to buy. I'm not just saying this to try to push out people to buy. Reason it's a good time to buy, you don't have any down payments, and right now, sellers are willing to pay the closing cost, which is a great thing. Matter of fact, let's just see what happens over the last little bit. Let me go back in here. Let's test this theory. So we're just going to go in. We'll just use all types. Let's just bring this down to Vegas. I hate to have to keep doing this. Wonder one day maybe there's a template where I don't have to worry about the rest of the state. And what I'm just looking for is everything that has sold this month. And we're just going to do a random audit. And we're going to see how many of them paid closing costs. So right now it's all hopefully all nice and it's actually in order. Actually, I don't want it like by price or anything, but you know what? It's just gonna. Oh, I got a good one. Let's put it by loans also. That way we don't have to worry about the cash buyers. So we got actually I can just take away the cash buyers. So let's just take away the cash buyers. Had 1089 so far, which is also a frightening thing because that shows that there were a lot of cash buyers over the last week. I'm going to add that to talk about too. So as we go in here, I'd still like to keep this at 100. Oh, good. They're randomized now. So this portion, you're going to have to look at my ugly mug. I don't like, because I'm not supposed to show all of this info. So let's see here. Okay, this one here. They did not offer anything. Let's see. This one paid no contribution. It's not going well yet. This one paid $6,000. It was an FHA. Nothing. Another FHA. Nothing. Conventional. 250 is not really a seller concession. That's more of a what do you call those stupid things? Like somebody had a repair request. You just gave them 250 to go away. Okay, I am being proven incorrect here. Okay, FHA 6,000. Last time I did this, it was more. FHA 0. Interesting. 0, 0, 500. That's easily a repair request. 0, 0. Interesting. 0, 0. Okay. I've had several lenders already tell me the majority, at least half the contracts coming across their desk have closing cost on them. So I guess I just didn't see it in this exemplar. First 20 only two had real closing costs. Okay, but you can get closing costs. There are also other programs out there. There's Home Partners of America and Trio. Those programs with about $4,000, you can actually get into a home, and you're not paying all this to rental and just letting it go up to waste, because you're paying 100% interest on a rental. Uh, so people will always ask, what about with I have bad credit, or I have that eviction on my record, because they don't want to ever see an eviction ever. You're pretty much not going to be going through the MLS. It may work for you, and they're probably going to ask for more money from you. But if you want to look for a house that will accept your bad credit or evictions in the past, the best thing to do is to either go to Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Those are the two where the owners are putting it up themselves, and some of them don't even check credit. Uh, they're just looking to rent the house out, and they think they're doing themselves a favor by not having a property manager involved. I've run across that one a few times in the past. It ain't the best. Next, just a little bit of piece of news. I had to do with short-term rentals. Uh, any of you have known about trying to do an Airbnb and all that stuff? Well, they put a bunch of restrictions on it, but a law passed here where the cities cannot restrict the Airbnb and everything. So when that finally goes into effect, I suspect there's going to be a little bit of a uptick for people rushing in to do Airbnb, because we've had the uptick before when Henderson allowed it after Las Vegas had been saturated and it wasn't allowed in Clark County. When I say Clark County, I mean the areas that aren't Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, or Henderson. When Henderson opened it up, everybody flooded Henderson trying to get Airbnbs. So we'll see what happens, because let's be honest, everybody can't be an Airbnb. You can only have so many. Although I know people who've made some significant money. I know one guy, this is one of the guys I'm actually trying to get on here. I keep saying I'm going to have other folks on other than the lender. He has like 30 something Airbnbs, and he makes his real money during the World Series of Poker. So the money is out there. And I'm going to end this one talking about cash buyers. Now, if you noticed, let's go back here again. $225 came back on market. Now, previously, these houses were under contract. So I'm trying to come up with a good way to make sure I account for it and not stretch anything. So I'm just going to, for now, say I'm going to add the 222 in, plus the 302, plus the 548. So 1,075. So about 21% of all homes that were under contract fell out of contract. Okay, that's a bit high. And actually, it's kind of historic norms. But here's the issue. The vast majority of these are cash buyers. And I just got recently burned by a cash buyer. And this is what they're doing. Some of them are wholesaling. What a wholesaler is they go out, they bird dog deals, and then they try to resell the deals and take a piece of the profit. Usually they put like 10 grand in their pocket. Well, this house was worth 500,000. We had an offer for 425. This person needed to get the heck out of Dodge. So he took the 425. The day prior to closing, they come back and said that the highest that they could get when they tried to shop the house around. I'm going to get into the second one a little bit in a second. Was not what they wanted. So they then offered my seller $330,000 for a $500,000 house. I say this because the cash buyers are acting a fool right now. They do not want to take any chances. They see blood in the water. And if you see those yellow signs, we buy houses for cash, you see that guy on late night TV saying they'll buy your house no matter what condition. This is who they are. You'll be sitting around, moved all the stuff out of the house, you're getting ready to leave, and the day prior, they're going to come back with some crap like this. Things have changed. 4 months ago, I had cash buyers who were paying full price. Now it's turned to dog crap. So be very careful of any of these cash buyers. If they're trying to flip, that's one thing. They're probably going to come back and keep the price, hopefully. If they're going to rent it out, you probably don't have much to worry about. And even if they say they're going to do those things, it may not be, because here's the second part of the story I want to talk about. This particular cash buyer, they contact realtors and say, hey, you bring us something, or you have a client who he needs to get out of Dodge, we'll buy the house and we're going to flip it, and we will use you as the listing agent. So like, even if somebody were to bring them a deal and not take any money on the front end because they expect to get it on the back end by listing, this is what they're doing. So be very careful. Any real estate agents who are looking at this, I know agents now saying like all of the cash buyers they worked with in the past are now canceling all of their deals. So I don't know how. I haven't gone through. Wait a minute. I should go through it. Let's go through this one, because these cash deals are getting very prevalent right now. So let's go back and look at cash. So we're going to look at houses that sold for cash, and that doesn't make any sense. So far this month. So far, 428 houses sold for cash. Let's bring a little calculator up. Hopefully I can remember this number. And now the total sales for the month, we already know it, but hey, was 1642. Well, that doesn't make sense. 428 divided by 1642. So 26% of all the sales now are actually cash. Now, the funniest thing is, for most of the year, it was actually higher. So this means they are closing fewer deals because they're running scared. They're scared. And I mean, this is just the market we're in right now. They're running scared. There's few of them who are actually getting to the closing table. A lot of buyers are back, just regular, real folk buyers. The California buyers have dried up quickly. So it is what it is. If you're a seller, again, it's the prettiest and the cheapest. I can only go by the sample I did this morning when that client asked. A very high percentage of them was well below market value. A very high percentage, higher than 50%. So that's what it's taking to sell right now. Let's do this one. Throw some more statistics at you to make you feel bored. So let's get rid of this. Let's go into under contract show and no show. So far this month. Too bad you can't do that for show. So right now, make sure the map is right. Minimize mistakes. Okay, so 2110 are under contract. And let's see how many of those are cash. It actually matches because when I did my sample, so it was a very bad sample. My sample had a higher percentage of cash buyers. So I would say that was a bad sample. Okay, got ninth circle here. Let's see here what you got. All of this unattractive to us east of the Mississippi. I'm not sure what's going on east of the Mississippi. I'm getting different vibes. Florida is supposed to still be strong. I'm being told like some parts of the Midwest are still strong. In California, I'm getting two separate answers. Orange County, I got an agent, I talked to, who's like, he's down to the lowest number of houses under escrow he's ever had. So he's way below normal. But I got a guy in LA who's telling me that everything is normal and hot as can be. But I kind of feel he's capping. Kind of like earlier when I talked about the house across the street. When I went in there, I actually happened to know this particular agent. So, I go like, dang, I wish I had that listing. But he's going like, oh man, everything's going great for me. I'm like, I'm talking to agents and other brokerages, and they're like, things aren't going that great. And then we get in there, and now the house has been on the market. Now I got this hidden. Let me see how long it's been on the market now. I don't know. A lot of people in real estate, as the young folks say, like to cap. So that house has now been on the market 31 days. I don't think there's ever been a house on the market in this neighborhood for 31 days. And that one has been. On top of that, there's been 3 price reductions, and I already said it earlier. It's 46,000 under the last sale. So, yeah, take it as you wish. That's what's going on. And next one, I'm actually going to just see. I think another house must be up for sale because I saw an open house this weekend. Let's see. Should have looked at it then. I wasn't that curious. Oh crap! No wonder. Oh, see, the other street, our neighborhood is like this. It's a big circle. On this street, that was the only one. On the other street, there are 3 houses for sale. Let's see. One of them is, let's see here. No, same house. Oh my goodness. I hope they don't have a pool. No, they don't. Whoo, that's almost 100,000 less than last sale, but the last sale had a pool. Almost. It's 95,000 less. Right now, pools are going for a lot more than they were before. See what kind of condition she's in. Nice. Nice. So it's up for sale for just rounded where it is, 650,000. Let's see what they paid for it. Well, interesting. It must have been a rental or something. It was purchased in 2019 for 365. So they're still looking at $300,000, almost 300,000. That's pretty good. Let's see. Let's look at another one. Since we now have 3 that I didn't know about because I wasn't tracking it. If you get the expression on my face, It's because this one is the same floor plan. They're asking 610 for it. It's been on the market 26 days. Let me see if there are any price adjustments. Okay, so it was under contract, fell out of contract, went temp off market, and is back on market, but there've not been any price reductions. So, oh man, this is frightening. Let's see what kind of condition it's in. It's normal. Actually looks nice inside. Sucker better not have a pool for that price. It has a pool. Oh man. This is 135 less than the, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's look at this next one. Whoops. Okay, it's actually a different floor plan, fairly close. So I don't know what the last comp for this floor plan is. They want 680 for it. Pool. Man, I'm feeling broker and broker every day. Stock market took my money, and now the housing market. Oh, okay. So anyway, that's not doing as well as I'd hoped. So let's get your second comment in. Yep, we're waiting to buy. You and everybody else. Not gonna sit here and, as the young folks say, cap. I like that word, cap. Uh, yeah. You can just see it in the numbers. People are pulling back like crazy, and it's just hard because everyone, who had been sitting on the fence waiting for the top of the market, they then started dumping their houses on the market because if you look, the number of houses coming on the market is way ahead of what it was several months ago. So on average, I go back about 3-4 months, about 950 homes were sold every week, and about 900 will come on the market. Now it's about 600 homes sold every week, so 300, 350 less, and so what I've noticed about 1250-ish when you average it out, homes have come on the market. So there's quite a gap there, which is causing the issues. So a lot of folks are just sitting back, waiting, and it's actually creating the issue, which is really funny because, like I said, we're at 3.6 months, and 3.6 months is not even a normal market. That is a seller's market, but everyone doesn't feel that way, and it's causing some real issues. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Let me see here. Alice, if you're needing to move but don't want to rent, uh, it is worth lowballing because right now I'm closing on the 26th, which is what, Friday? Hold on here. Yeah, Friday. I'm closing on one. That house, we actually, I don't say lowballed it. We offered about 10,000 less than list. And when I looked it up, its value, hold on, let me revalue this house real quick, see what it says today. Now, the market going down is artificial, as when all the cash buyers and all the people selling their houses in California bid it up. We still are like I said, we are fundamentally in a seller's market. It's just people don't feel that way. And most importantly, we are still 5 million houses short. So when people get over what's going on right now, yeah, so this shows that it's worth about 680. So the amount we offered was 50,000 less than it's, yeah, about 50,000 less than it's actually worth. And that's what we offered on it, and we got it, and we're closing on Friday. Uh, the houses aren't really depreciating; it's the prices are coming down because of a combination of the economy and interest rates. As soon as that stabilizes, it's kind of like, I don't know if this is going to be the last month of declines, but I've noticed over the last 2 weeks there has been a slight stabilization in single family, and on the condos and townhomes, as you saw, those have stabilized. So I think if you give it another couple of months, the sellers are going to find their voice again, and when they do, price is going to start coming back. Well, not coming back up. I don't think they're going to come up much. And in reality, I think we are. Let me see. Earlier, when things were going like really nuts earlier in the year. Hold on a second here. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to take you down here, Alice. Thanks for asking the question. So if I go back to January, so actually we have to use December because that's the numbers start of the year. So if we go back to December and compare the numbers, so the median price was 425 in December, and right now by the numbers I just pulled up is 450. So you're 25,000 ahead for the year, which is average housing goes up 6% per year. Normally, these last 2 years have not been normal. So you actually had normal appreciation. Now, I said earlier this year when things were like 20% and so up, I would tell people it's like it can't be sustainable. Something's going to happen. I believe we're going to end up this year in the high single or low double digits. Well, we had a retreat, and man, that is really close. We're 6%. So somebody who bought a house at the beginning of the year, you're actually at normal appreciation right now. You're actually ahead of it because that's 6% for the year, and we're not done with the year yet. So you're still ahead of normal appreciation. And if you go back to, I'll pull that last year, see where it is. So from last year to now, you are up. I'm not going to show it this time. You're up 24%. Let me make sure. Reverse this back. Yep. So if you bought a house a year ago, you're up 23%. So you're way up still. You're still putting money in your pocket. Anybody else has any questions? Because my voice is starting to get parched. I don't want to drink too much because I'm going to the movies after my Spanish lesson, and I like to get through it without having to take an old man pee. Any more questions? Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and end it since we don't have any more questions. I appreciate everyone who was here, anyone who's watching the replay. Also appreciate anyone who's been subscribing. I'm actually been surprised. I've actually gained like 70 subscribers in the last month or so. I'm actually very happy with that. I do have a Spanish channel, so those of you who are Spanish speakers or you know someone who's a Spanish speaker, it's Viviendo in Las Vegas. Go there. You can look at some of our Spanish content. It's not me. It's someone I partnered with. And let's see here. Joseph, what you got? Oh, so did you? I'm assuming you bought in Florida, right? or did you buy here? If you bought here, so let's go back to 2017. I'm going to make a assumption and just assume everything's at median. So fortunately, we have 2017 numbers here. Ouch. Now I got to figure out how to read it. Okay. Sorry, they did. I am trying to figure out what this is. I'm sorry. I don't see where the sold units are. It's available in, new listings, units sold. Okay. Median price of units sold. Okay. So this shows the median price back then, 2017 was 260,000. So you're still almost up $200,000. Actually, hold on, let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So yeah, so up 190,000. So if it's here in Las Vegas, congratulations, you still get 190. Would have been more, but can't always have what we want. If it's in Florida, you probably are even better off because Florida, from what I understand, is still doing okay and has not suffered any setbacks yet. Okay. Anybody else have any questions, or if you want to answer that question, Joseph, whether or not that house was here in Las Vegas or out in Florida? Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and finish this out unless somebody pops up a question. I appreciate everyone who was here. Appreciate everyone who looks in the future. If you ever need anything, I'm here. I've helped several families this year. Okay, yep, it's in Florida. So, yep, you are still good. I don't know if this contagion will reach Florida or not. Uh, I know we're not doing too well here in Las Vegas. Arizona is down about the same amount. I would talk, if you have to sell in Florida, man, I would talk to your real estate agent there and see where the market is heading and get ahead of the market, because I've all of my listings right now, I'm lowering prices and it's still not doing anything. And as you can see, every week, about 16 to 1,800 people are lowering their price also. So no bueno, man, no bueno. Just find out what the market is and get out before you can, because I have at least 3 sellers. I don't have them listed right now, that right before this contagion, I'm calling it a contagion, we're talking about selling. It's like, oh, what I need to do to get even more money and all this stuff that everyone was doing a few months back. Now you got to go break it to them. If you list it right now, you're going to get less. And to be honest, I think it's going to stop sliding. This 450 is probably going to be the bottom market. But I suspect for the rest of the year and into next year, it's going to slide to the right and continue to be about that. And a lot of people are going to be squirmish unless the interest rates go way down. And right now, with 10% interest rates, the Fed's not going to let that happen. So that, and don't be delusional. This is just advice for you. I was talking to my team leader, and Keller Williams, uh, the head person is called the team leader, not like the individual teams and stuff, because I'm on the ALC. And the individual was talking about a listing that they have where it's overpriced and not moving. And I think it's last week, the seller goes, but did you see what the stock market did this week? Because the stock market is up so much, everyone's going to want to go out and buy a house, which is going to drive the price of my house up. No, it's not. It's not, because the stock market is still down. I think even though I've recovered, I'm still down at least 50, 60 grand. So yeah, no, no. Unless the stock market completely recovers and give me all my money back. Anyway, no other questions. So peace out, everybody. Like I said, if you need anything, I'm here to help. My information is in the info tab, and just go on over there and get a hold of me. Oh, by the way, if you're calling, I'd like to put this out there. Uh, because I was getting up to 50 calls a day from the Indian scammers and such, uh, I had to put a not a call blocker, but a like a spam spoofer thing. And all you have to do is just say your name, and it puts you through automatically. You don't have to worry about it. It puts you through if you say your name. And once you give me a call and we talk, I'll put you on the into my contacts, and then anytime you call after that, it'll go straight through. If you want to text me ahead of time, that's the best thing, because that way I know that you're going to be calling, and I can put you into my contacts so you don't have to go through the rigmarole, even though it's not much. But for some odd reason, those spammers don't want to go through that much, which is very little. Peace out, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we only have a couple of more weeks of the heat left if you're here in Vegas. Bye.